Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks, and this evening I'm joined by...
Oh, Peter.
Chantal. Agathe.
Steve. And we've just finished playing Tzolk'in, the Mayan calendar. Now this is a heavy Euro worker placement game with these interesting wheels. When you turn the wheels, it all moves around. What you're trying to do is get resources essentially and then cash those resources in for points, like many heavy Euros. So there's different wheels. When it's your turn, you take one of these workers, and in fact you have a bunch of these workers. You can place as many workers as you like when it's your go, or you can take as many workers as you want to off the board and take those actions. So you either place or you take them off, but you can't place and take off in the same turn. It's quite important. Generally it costs resources to place the workers though. So all this corn in the middle, which you need to feed your workers later on. If you place one worker, it's free. 2 workers cost you a coin though. 3 workers cost 3 corn. So the more workers you're placing, the more expensive it is. But on this track, if I place them on, you place them on the lowest spot. So actually that would be the 0 there. So I have to put it here first. And then you could put them on the next spots round. And then each turn, after people have been placing workers, the big wheel moves and all the workers kind of move up to better spaces. So you can see from this one I get 3 food by if I activate this worker and take him off. And then on this one I get 4 food, so that's more food. So this track is for getting food and wood. And then this track gets you wood and stone and gold and food. And these crystal skulls, which look very pretty. We'll talk about those in a moment. And then you're using those resources to try and get points in various ways. So you can go up on these temple tracks, which are over here. And then at 2 different points in the game, so halfway through and at the end, you score points depending on where you are on the temple tracks. So you're kind of spending resources to go up on those tracks. And also you can get resources from the tracks at various points. The crystal skulls, if you've managed to obtain some, you can stick your worker on this one, and when you pull it off and activate it, you stick down a crystal skull, which gets you points and more moves up the temple track. There are also these technology trees, though, which are helpful. This wheel does various special abilities like help you go up on technology trees, like these 2 spaces. So there's 4 rows here, and depending on where you are on the tree, it improves the actions of the various wheel spaces. So for example, this one here, whenever you take food from the food wheel, then you're going to get an extra food. So this will give you extra wood or extra stone, etc. So they help you in various ways. And then the other kind of special thing you can do is build buildings there, or this one lets you build 2 buildings. And they have all these extra buildings that you can build during the game. So you pay the resources at the top left, and you get various things. So that would actually get you an extra worker. That moves you up on the technology track. Some of them give you end game victory points. So this will give you victory points for the number of times you collected wood on the wood track over here. Points for various types of buildings. So you can see there's lots of different types of ways of getting points effectively. You've got your buildings, technology tree, the temples up here, but it's all done with this interesting worker placement mechanism. And one of the interesting sort of decisions you're trying to make in the game is trying to think ahead. So at this point it's like, right, in 3 turns time, my guy's going to be around to here and I want to take that action. And so you're trying to plan ahead because it's tricky. You can only either place them or pick them up and activate them, and trying to time that can be really difficult, and the interesting part of the game really. This final wheel, I should just mention, just has a few miscellaneous actions, so you can trade food for resources, you can spend food to go on the temple track, you can get an extra worker and that kind of thing. Now, a final important thing I should mention is that at 4 crucial points during the game, you have to feed your workers. So however many workers you've got, whether they're on your board or sitting in front of you, you're paying your corn. It's 2 corn per worker, and that can be pretty hard. So you can find you spend a lot of time during the game, if you're not careful, trying to feed your workers. There are a couple of buildings that can make it cheaper to feed workers like this, but feeding your workers is a very important consideration. All right, what do we think?
Right, well, you said it was a heavy Euro. I think it was the same ilk of Pillars of the Earth and Bora Bora in terms of worker placement. In other videos I mentioned about themes, I think it's very strong in theme. You really feel like you're part of the Mayan people and of the temples. One of the jokes I made at the end of the game, because it didn't matter where you put your stuff, the Mayan calendar is the end of the world, so we didn't care what we did at the end because the world was ending. So I really liked it. It's very simple mechanics, but challenging in what you do, and you always feel like you want to do one more thing, or somebody. There is a lot of player blocking in effect as well, where somebody goes and you go, I want to go there. But yeah, I really liked it.
Okay, Chantal?
I really love the design, the tokens, the readability of everything. Yeah, don't run out of food because that's really, really crucial to the game. But and I would still say that it's on the heavier part of video games, but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Okay. I got.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. As everyone has said, it had a good design and everything. I just find it slightly not rewarding. You have a very limited number of action, especially if you have only 3 workers, and that can seem like you're waiting a lot and not doing as much. That's my feeling.
Okay, Steve.
I like it. I've played it quite a lot. I think there are many avenues to score points. You can go down the crystal skulls, which is what won I get the game. You can go down the temples, which are really important. Don't ignore the temples, Jonathan. You can go down technologies, you can go down buildings, you can go down monuments. You can get lots of points in lots of different ways. And each one rewards you going different wheels. I've seen people win with 3 workers. I've seen people struggle with 6. You have to feed, but sometimes 6 workers when you can feed them is brilliant. I love it. There's so much to this game, even though you're only putting stuff down and taking stuff off. That advanced planning, 3 turns ahead. I need to put them down 3 turns, 4 turns ahead. Take them off, take them off, take them off. The corn's really tight. You feel if you don't get the corn, you can't feed your people. You don't get the corn, you can't put lots of guys down in one go. You don't get the corn, you can't kind of go certain spots on the road. So yeah, it's a really tight game, and I do like it.
Rating out of 10?
My problem with this is that I think it's solvable. I think there is a definite, without the expansion, this is the base game. Without the expansion, I think there's a definite winning strategy. So before I kind of played against people who did that, or knew how to do it myself, I would rate it a 9. I'd probably rate it a 7 as of now.
Okay. I got rating?
8 or 9, no, it's good. I would play it again. Maybe 8 just because of that feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
I would go for a solid 8 as well.
Okay. Peter?
I would give it an 8 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this one. They've said it in many ways, really. Lots of interesting decisions you're trying to make, and it can feel a little slow. That's perhaps my one negative with this, because each time everyone's sitting there going, I really want to do this, but I can't do this and this. And that dilemma, you can see everyone's feeling it all the way around, every round of the game. But it is one of those games where I never tend to do very well. As Steve said, I ignored the temples and I came last. But every time I play it, I think, I know I could do better if I did this instead, or this will be my strategy for the next game. So it always has me coming back, and I love that about games. It's one I want to play again and again and again. So I think I'd be on an 8.5. Really like this one. All right, thanks for watching. That was Tzolk'in.